Good morning. Today I want to do a video on a Harley Davidson CV Carburetor. What I want to go over is the float pin removal. This is the pin that holds the float in place. You need to remove this to clean that needle jet or replace that needle jet. And the signs that you need to clean your needle jet is you will leak fuel. You will see there will be a hose that comes off the bottom of your carburetor. This is it right here. So if you got gas coming out of this hose, you need to replace or clean your needle jet on your float. And with that, I'm going to try to explain how to remove the pin without damaging the carburetor and what to do to clean the seat and the needle jet or just replace it. But this hose here, if you're leaking fuel, there's a good chance. There's only two ways fuel can leak out of here. A bad petcock or a bad needle jet on your float, which I will show you. So with that, I want to review. This carburetor has been gone through, but I just want to show you guys how to remove that needle and clean that needle jet. First thing, let's remove the float bowl. Alright, 4 Phillips heads. Now remove the cover carefully. Remember, you got your little accelerator pump rod. Alright, we know that's our main, that's our idle, and here's our float. The way this works is as the gas fills up, this closes this needle jet right there. Alright, when it's on the bike, gas fills up, this float goes up, and then stops about there, and that shuts the gas off from overflowing and going through that hose. This is the needle jet. I usually clean it once. If that don't work, I replace it the second time. You got to take a close look at this. You will see there's an arrow. This is the way that pin needs to be pushed through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So as I just showed you, you'll see there's an arrow. Now this pin gets pushed through that way and then installed the opposite. Now at Harbor Freight they got these punches. It's spring loaded, so it makes your job a little easier. Instead of putting a hammer and all that stuff, what I do, and I'll show you. I hope you can see this. I'll put my hand right here. Really, it's a nail setter. That's what it is. But it gives a little jolt and the pin is loose. Now you're able to take the pin, push it through carefully. Remember, the way you take this out is the way you put it in. So now I'll put this down, and that's the way it goes back in. Now this comes up, and there it is. You'll take notice. And here is your needle jet. Make sure this little prong right here works. Sometimes they get stuck. Clean it. The real problem with these, this rubber here gets compromised by the gas, and this does not seal. So it will keep running because it didn't seal. If this doesn't seal properly, the fuel will flow and then it'll overfill and go through that hose into your carburetor, and it just sets up for a very rich running motorcycle. So like I said, you can clean. I'll take a little spray. You don't got to get crazy. If there's any gas residue, right here is what counts on these little slots. See these little lines? That's what rides on your needle jet seat. You will feel varnish on this. All right, now that's clean. I put that aside. Now the next object that needs your attention is in this hole. Let me see that I can get you a good shot of that. Little squirt. I get a Q-tip. And let's just clean it. Nothing metal, don't scratch it, nothing. You'll see it. If you can get that brass to look nice, it just will seat better. I find I end up replacing, it's 50-50. Sometimes I'll clean it and it works out beautiful. But it is a lot of energy. Now I got the Q-tip on my screw gun. Now, and what I'm going to do, you can see the dirt. All right, now we got the float. You'll see this little tang right there. Do not bend that. You got to know something else is wrong. If you need, how would that bend? How would that get out of adjustment? It's just not. Usually this is your problem. If you have to, just buy a new needle, $22. Leave a comment and I'll send you the link to where to buy it, these pieces. Okay, now just set that in there nice and evenly. Now remember, we have the needle. We took it out from this side. Just be careful. This one was easier than most. Check it. Everything looks good. Slide that back in. Here's the linkage for the accelerator pump. Here's the top. Now we know this is our accelerator pump and that's the hole. First thing we want to do is get this linkage into this hole. Okay, now we line it up. And you'll see with this block of wood, it makes it a little easier for you. Now I'm going to drop my 4 screws in there. And if you have any questions, just ask. Like I said, I'll send you the link for a brand new needle jet. And then all you do is just clean the seat. The biggest thing is when you take that float pin out, be conscious of that arrow. That arrow states that's the way it goes out. Not in, out. Most times they're easy, sometimes they're not. $4 and it will shock you. Or just a little center punch and a tap. Be careful. Just be conscious of which way that arrow is and make sure you install it in the reversed way. And you'll have no problem. Let's tighten this up. And you don't have to get crazy. Make sure the linkage, everything is nice. Then we reinstall on the motorcycle. So with that, if you could, please subscribe, leave a comment, and any questions, just ask. I'll get back to you. I hope this helps. Ride safe and have a great day.